Ready to go? Good evening. We will call this Monday meeting, February 9th City Commission meeting to order. Would you please stand for an invocation and our pledge? Heavenly Father, we come before you today to do the business of the city. We ask that every voice be expressed and heard with dignity, respect, and understanding. Guide our discussions and our decisions so that we can continue to lead to economic growth, opportunity, and prosperity for our community now and for generations to come. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have no proclamations today, but we have presentations. Will Chief Mira please come up? Here presented by the mayor and the city commission to Joseph J. Mira in recognition of your 24 years of dedicated service to the citizens of the city of Leesburg, February 4th, 2002 to February 6th, 2026. Congratulations. Sorry. And we'd like to call up Chief Henry. Chief Henry, please come up. Okay. And I'll turn it over to our city manager.
So at this time, first I want to recognize, we just did, but I wanted to personally recognize Chief Mira for his time in the Leesburg Fire Department. I think under Chief's direction, we made a lot of advances, and he spent a considerable amount of money. I'm kidding. I couldn't resist. No, but Chief, I think I speak on behalf of the City Commission and the department head team. Really, thank you for your service. It's been a pleasure to work with you, and I'm sorry to see you go.
Thank you very much.
Having said that, we've already kind of on a staff level moved forward. And because I think in my time through Chief Johnson, prior to Chief Mira, and then we brought on Chief Mira, I think one of the greatest things the Leesburg Fire Department has done is to be able to groom and train their own. Hiring department heads, as you guys know, is a difficult endeavor for your city manager. But what makes it easy, at least in the fire department, has been, as well as the police department, has been ready people who are available to fill in. And I think that redundancy that the respective chiefs have worked on, it speaks credits to our organization and to the status of our public safety. So with that, Chief Mira this evening has the honor to pin our incoming Chief Henry. So Chief Mira, take it away. Don't stick them.
The badge only weighs a few grams. The weight that it carries is impossible to carry at times. Keep my firemen safe. Can I punch in there or you want?
So with that, I'd like to introduce to you Chief Henry.
Yeah. Sorry.
I'm gone. She's been trying to get out of there all the time.
Congratulations again, Chief Henry.
And before the mayor, you guys move on, I'd just like to also, I'm having a senior moment. Nate Barlow. Nate. Nate has also been promoted to our new deputy chief. So with that, we have a couple of, probably the upward mobility has caused a couple of spots that we're going to need to fill, which I don't think we'll have any problem filling, but I think the department is in good hands. So thanks, fellas.
Okay. And we'll move on to our consent agenda. At this time, the public may bring matters to the attention of the City Commission. Please note that issues raised during this time will not be discussed, but your comments will be referred to the appropriate staff or scheduled for consideration for a future City Commission meeting. If you are speaking about an item that will be considered later in this meeting, your comments will be heard during the public hearings. Each speaker is allocated 3 minutes. Kindly adhere to this time limit to ensure equal opportunity for all participants. Thank you. Are there any public comments? Seeing none, then.
We got one. We got
Oh,
one.
excuse me, I'm sorry. Please state your name and address.
Thank you. My name is Simone Richardson. I actually own a business downtown, Artists with a Purpose. We've been downtown for about 4 years. I just wanted to thank you guys for letting us do Soul Festival. It was really good. Soul Fest was awesome. Great attendance. This is our 4th year doing it. I definitely want to continue to collaborate in partnership with you guys. Also, Artists with a Purpose is now been selected for the Harlem Fines Art Show in New York. So we will be going to New York in 8 days. We were selected because we are the first Black-owned art gallery in 3 counties here at Lake, Sumter, and Marion in this area. So I'm excited about being part of that. We have 2 artists that is also going with us, which is Belina and Daphne, and well as myself. We're excited to be in part of Leesburg, excited to be in part of the movement, and can't wait to see what this year brings. So definitely, the Haitian Festival and all those things that we do here is all about the community and bringing things together. So thank you.
Thank you and congratulations. Amy Burton. Routine items are placed on the consent agenda to expedite the meeting. If the commission staff wish to discuss any item, the procedure is as follows. 1, pull the items from the consent agenda. From the procedure is as follows. Pull the items from the consent agenda. 2, vote on remaining items with 1 roll call vote. And 3, to discuss each pulled item and vote by roll call. Are there any items that the commission would like to pull? Seeing none, may we get a motion in a second?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Moving forward then, we will go straight to our, roll call, excuse me.
Commissioner Connell,
Yes.
Commissioner Burry,
Yes.
Commissioner Peterson,
Yes.
Commissioner Reisman,
Yes.
Mayor Berry.
Yes. May I have someone to introduce our purchasing items? Oh, 6B1, please. 6B. Purchasing item? Oh, excuse me. Oh, our first reading of ordinance, excuse me. Will someone introduce, can we combine the 3 together? 6B? Someone introduce 6B1, 6B2, and 6B3?
I'll introduce 6B1, 2, and 3 to be read by title only.
6B1, an ordinance of the City of Leesburg, Florida, annexing certain real property consisting of approximately 25.07 plus minus acres, being generally located south of County Road 48, east of Number 2 Road, and west of Trimpe Road, lying in Section 20, Township 20 South, Range 25 East, Lake County, Florida, providing that said property so annexed shall be liable for its proportionate share of the existing and future indebtedness of said city, providing that such annexed property shall be subject to all laws and ordinances of said city, as if all such territory had been a part of the city of Leesburg at the time of passage and approval of said laws and ordinances, providing that such annexed territory shall be placed in City Commission District 3 and providing an effective date. 6B2, an ordinance amending the future land use map of the comprehensive plan of the city of Leesburg, changing the future land use map designation of certain real property consisting of approximately 25.07 plus minus acres, being generally located south of County Road 48, east of Number 2 Road, and west of Trimpe Road, lying in Section 20, Township 20 South, Range 25 East, Lake County, Florida, and providing an effective date. 6B3, an ordinance of the city of Leesburg, Florida, changing the zoning on approximately 25.07 plus minus acres from Lake County R1 Rural Residential to City of Leesburg PUD Planned Unit Development to allow for 75 single-family homes for property generally located south of County Road 48, east of Number 2 Road, and west of Trimpe Road, lying in Section 20, Township 20 South, Range 25 East, Lake County, Florida, and providing an effective date.
Yes, these items are set to come back to the commission on March 23rd. Then we'll move on to the next. Yes, roll call, please. Oh, for our first reading. Wait a minute.
Yeah, it's just first reading. It's a small scale, so we don't need to have any
Okay.
motions to transmit to the state or
So-
anything like that.
It's just, it's that said.
So now you're on the item set.
Okay. Wait a minute, I'm going to, 3 pigs. Yes, I was going to ask if Dan would like to stand up and give us an update, please.
Yeah, and Madam Mayor, if I may, I'll go ahead and swear
Do you
everybody
need to
in as
swear
well.
anyone
Yes,
in as
ma'am.
well?
Yes, ma'am. All right, anybody here who wishes to speak on this item this evening, if you would stand and raise your right hand so we can swear you in. All right, do you swear or affirm that all testimony you'll give tonight will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners. Dan Miller, Planning and Zoning. This is the Lake Margaretta Phase 2 project and consists of an annexation, small-scale comprehensive plan, and rezoning to PUD. The site consists of 25 plus or minus acres, as you can see on the screen here. It's generally located on the south side of County Road 48 and east of Number 2 Road. This project is completely contained within the already approved Lake Margaretta project. The request is for future development that would include 75 single-family dwelling units. Again, it's just integrating into the Lake Margaretta project because these properties were not owned by the applicant at the time the original project came in. And when they came up, they decided to buy it and expand the project. The future land use application is requesting a change from Lake County Rural Transition to City Estate Residential. The zoning application is requesting a change from Lake County R1, which is Rural Residential, to City of Leesburg PUD. Excuse me. There were no substantive comments from the city departments. The school board has reviewed it and said that they will need to obtain school concurrency reservation, and if there's not enough capacity at that time, the project will be subject to a mitigation agreement. Lake County Public Works had no comments, and we received no written responses to the ads and letters. Again, it's 75 units on 25 acres. No other uses, all single-family, no other uses are permitted. There are architectural standards, 35% open space, dark sky lighting, code compliant, landscaping plan. Maximum building height is 2 floors. It's basically an extension of the existing approved PUD. 2.7 acres will have to be in recreational and park lands. There'll be one primary park area with 3 amenities. This will also be part of the larger Lake Margaretta project. There'll be no wells or septics on the property. It does have the phasing standards that we use for 4 years, which means if there's not substantial commencement brought about within 4 years, the property has an automatic reversion to the RE1 zoning standard, which is 1 acre per unit. And the Planning Commission did vote to approve. Again, second reading is March 23rd. The reason for the gap is that we have to have 30 days between first hearing and second hearing on an annexation for the advertising. And Mr. Mike Rankin of Land Planning Group in Tavares and Mr. Tom Daly of Daily Design Group in Orlando are here. They do have a presentation if you would like to see that. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Dan, I got just one question.
Yes,
if
sir.
that's okay. So it's 3 units per acre is what the middle, so what's the rest of the project?
2.98.
So it's within that same framework?
Yes,
Thank
sir.
Any other questions from the commission? Would you all like to see the presentation?
you. I can vote.
No, do so? Okay. Okay, so now, yes, we'll go to 23rd. So the scheduled date has been stated that we will bring this back on March 23rd, and we'll move on to our non-routine items. And there are none. And we'll go now for the information reports, and we'll have from our city attorney. Okay.
Man, very quickly this evening, we had our hearing on the motion to dismiss for the shuffleboard lawsuit. I just got the order today. The judge did rule in our favor to dismiss the complaint, primarily based on their failure to attach the lease agreement they allege existed. So we'll see. They've got 20 days from today to refile, and so we'll see what happens from there. We'll have 10 days to file a response to whatever they file. So right now we're waiting to see sometime between now and the next 20 days, whatever gets filed, and we'll go from there. Any questions anybody has about any of that? No. That's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job on that.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
And we now will have our city manager items, if any.
Yeah, I had one item for you I wanted to get some direction on. Last meeting, y'all dealt with the airport lease that was transferred. What was the company's name? Aerostat. I'm sorry, and I get them confused with Shelter. So Aerostat. So the Aerostat lease was originally issued to Mr. Puckett. He has since passed, but that was transferable to now is owned and operated by Ms. Cochran. You had discussion about this lease at the last meeting, and unfortunately the lease at that time had fallen into a state that where it was not in compliance with the lease terms. However, the commission really couldn't take any action on that because both parties, the lessee and the lessor, had issues they needed to cure. Our cure issue from the city was that we hadn't notified the lessee that she was in default of the lease by harboring subtenants that didn't have our approval. We recommended to y'all last meeting that before you did anything, we had to cure our end. We have now cured our end. Ms. Cochran, through the city attorney, has received formal notice that she was in default. She received formal notice that she needed to cure it, the default situation by, I believe it was Friday, which was Friday last week, which I believe was that the 6th, if I got the right date. As of this time frame, Ms. Cochran is still in default. Having said that, I do want to point out a couple things. I will vouch for Ms. Cochran. I think she's taken efforts to remedy the situation, but technically she is still in default because the airplane parts still remain on her property. And even if the airplane is removed, technically she can still be held in default of the lease because she's been notified of a problem and the lease stipulates that she had to be compliant. She was not. Therefore, I think I need some direction from the commission and can't unilaterally act on this without direction. So as I see it, I'm here to get direction from the commission as to how to proceed. I think you have 3 avenues forward. So let me explain those avenues and then seek your direction on which way you would allow us to go. As of, I believe today, the city attorney submitted to Ms. Cochran formal notice that she's in default and that we will move to take back the assets and terminate the lease. That does have a little bit of a process. So in the interim, here are the options I believe available to the city commission. A, move forward with the default as Grant has submitted notice. If you do that, the city then would take the asset, the lease would end immediately, and you would own the facility pursuant to the lease. B, understanding that Ms. Cochran did take some action to try to remedy the lease, you can determine that she is not in default, even though Grant legally has stipulated that. However, it's still really in your court whether you want to proceed that way. So if you all want to wave the magic wand and not find her in default, which the city attorney thinks she can, you can wave that wand and you can offer her the first extension that is in the lease. That is option, proceed as the lease contemplates. The other option you may have is to kind of split the baby and find some middle ground. What would that look like? I do think that the city had encumbered a number of bad leases that we dealt with, and tenants were able to get the benefits of 30 years of bad leases from the city. I do think the city has pretty much corrected most of those situations. So how would you split the baby on this case? I would suggest that the way to do that is to divide the value of the asset over a 30-year period and seek a land lease from Mrs. Cochran that is more in terms of market space. In so doing, what would happen is Ms. Cochran gets to enjoy the asset that they developed for a remaining 10 years, but you all need to be kind of financially held whole. So I think that's done through a ground lease. So how do you get to that number? I would suggest that, as I told the airport board months and maybe years ago, cash is king. And cash still remains king. So what the city is out is an asset that's probably worth in the neighborhood of about $500,000. That asset is obviously the hangar. How we have done these leases in the past is when we have taken the asset over at the end of leases, we then sell the asset and we get full value for that, cash. And then the new lessee would give us a ground lease. So in this case, to split the baby, time value of money plus the value of the building, I would say now over the course of the next 30 years, instead of $500,000, you go time value of money over 30 years, perhaps now that facility is worth $750,000. If you divide that number by the square footage she uses, that's about $1 a square. So perhaps you want to consider entering, is sunsetting the existing lease, kind of as penalty for being in default, enter into a new lease with Ms. Cochran that would be a 10-year lease, with most of the terms that are in there, like at the end of the lease, primarily the asset belongs to the city. A lot of the same stuff. You probably want to throw in there that this lease is not transferable, and she has a land lease of $1, which is $23,000 a year. So then she would owe, divide that by 12. Then she would owe the city about $1,500 a month in rent. I think that's the middle ground. I have not talked with Ms. Cochran about these options. I don't know how she feels about it. She is here this evening. I don't know if she wants to speak to you. but I'm asking for direction on how you would like me to move forward with her. If it's A, we've got some administrative work to terminate the lease. If it's B, then we need to bring forth to you the renewal option. And if it's C, there's some negotiations and some conversations I have to have with Ms. Cochran. I like the C option. I like the C option because it reasonably holds the commission whole and gets you some value of that property, but it also allows Ms. Cochran to keep her asset, and assuming then she does sublease out places, I'm sure she can cover her lease cost to the city very reasonably, and she still has a marketable facility there. So I think that's really a win-win solution. So with that, I'll ask your direction.
Yes, go ahead.
I like option C. I mean, I'm okay with that. I mean, our goal here, when we defaulted it, we've been consistent with other tenants out there to get the lease to market rate. So I like the 10 years, the non-transferable. I didn't follow your math entirely, but I guess my question is, are we getting to market rate now? Because I feel like we've done that with other tenants.
Honestly, let me back up a second on my math.
Okay.
I need to double check my math. It's rough, but I think I'm in the ballpark. So at $1 a square, if that's what it, and so where I'm trying to go is that the value of the building, time value of money divided by 30, because typically that would be a 30-year lease. That's how we would deal with that asset. And so we're trying to get an annual value over 10 years. And so that's kind of the split the baby concept. I think my math is close. At $1 a square, I will say that's well over market value for a ground lease, but in this specific case, I think it's a reasonable request.
How does it compare to the other leases we've redone in the last 3 to 5 years?
It doesn't. It doesn't at all.
Not even-
It's out of the box, but
Out of the box lower?
no, it's out of the box as far as a pro forma goes.
Okay.
Because in the other leases, we came to the end of the term. And so we were, the deal sunset, and I think what confuses the matter is when those 30-year deals sunset, the lessees wanted an extension of a 30-year, and what the commission did over time was say, no, we're not doing any more bad leases. So we created new leases, or if we couldn't create new leases at market value, then, we took the asset and sold it. So in this case, what's different is we haven't had a lease that was in default. This one is, so this is an out-of-box concept to strike the lease and form a new one, but trying to get more of a market value of the whole thing.
Which is what we've done with other leases that have expired in the last 3 to 5. Okay, so I'm fine with C. I'm fine with C.
It's similar. I think the concept of making sure the airport is held financially whole is the commonality. How we're getting there is different.
So I would agree with C, but I would also want to make sure before we went to C that it gets in compliance.
Understood.
All the things that it needs to, and then option C is,
Understood.
Wow.
wouldn't want to go to C without it being in compliance.
Well, would y'all like to hear from Ms. Cochran?
I'm fine with also with C at the $1 a square foot. I don't know what the math equals out, but that'll be on your end. So
And I think it's fair enough to split and go with C as well. Would you like to, Ms. Cochran, would you like to speak or share some of your views from what you've heard tonight?
I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Would you like to speak?
Shouldn't have to.
Good evening. Unbeknownst to me,
Ms.
I
Cochran?
had no clue that I was out of compliance. I found out first I was out of compliance with by the airport manager, which I immediately tried and did get in compliance with the airport. Then I had no clue that I was out of compliance with the city until last commission meeting. And in this 2-week time period, I had 5 days to have the lessees take their airplanes out of the hangar, the 2 that were turned down. I did not know that they were out of compliance at the time with the city at all. I was contacted by Sun Air asking me if I had space in my hangar for Mr. Brock. They also gave me a price amount that I could charge him, saying that he was willing to pay it. The money didn't mean anything at that point. He said, I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus, but he said that the plane needed to get off of the tarmac or the space because every time they had a city event out there, the plane had to be moved inside. Mr. Brock has been paying Sun Air for 12 years. He's had his plane either in a hangar or outside. Now, I've had him in there, not 12 years. I mean, it hasn't been that long. And all of a sudden, if I don't get him out of there in my hangar in 5 days, then I'm stuck. He has moved his airplane out, but it's a big airplane. They have been taking it all apart. Every part of his airplane, Chris Curry's airplane, is out of the hangar. The only thing left on the apron is the fuselage. Right now, I spoke with him this morning, and he thought he was going to get the from the FAA to get the permission to, I guess, put it on the road and take it out. And he told me that he would probably have that by Wednesday. Mr. Curry, he's my personal doctor. He's a friend of mine, but I had no clue that he had a problem with the city, with a different hangar. I never charged him anything because through the years, he took care of Lewis with his dementia, all of his falls and surgeries and everything. So, and he's done a lot for me, he and his wife, Gina, who saved my life when I collapsed. That's not the point. So I never charged Chris a single dime for him to work on his plane to get it flyable and get it out of the hangar. But he's out of there. He was out of there last week. I don't know. That's all I have to say. I hate Lewis has been in this business for 40 years. He built that hangar, and by God, it just tears me apart if he were here and see that he would lose this hangar in Aerostat. And he's, I guess, sold or leased or whatever other hangars that he's had on the airport. The one that Sun Air has now, and then the old bunker hangar. So that whole section he used to own, and he had gotten rid of that. But this one, I don't know what to say. I'm worn out from trying to get people out of the hangar in 5 days, from not knowing anything at all. So that's it. Mr. Meaner's been very nice. And anyway, thank you for your consideration. The only thing I'm waiting for now is the slip to move the fuselage off of the apron of the hangar. I don't know if you have any questions for me. I'd be happy to answer any of them. I told Mr. Meaner that I wasn't going to talk because I'm all talked out and I'm worn out. But anyway,
Well, thank you, Mrs. Cochran.
thank you.
Thank you,
I
dear.
think I went over 3 minutes.
So I'm sympathetic to the situation, but this was a corporate lease that was assigned, and Section 23 of the lease does state that all subleases have to be approved by the commission. So I understand she may not have known it, but the corporation was aware of it. So, and I think the C is a very good compromise on our end.
Yeah, so that's all I just needed your direction. So with that, we don't need a vote or anything, but it seems like the general consensus is to work a compromise. So I'll be back in touch. Tracy and I will be back in touch with Ms. Cochran. We understand your direction clearly, and we'll report back to you at the next meeting.
And I just want to add a comment that I added last meeting, that the airport, we're being consistent out there. We're not singling this tenant out, number one. And the current lease is $1 a year. So, I mean, we've got to get these up for the, for the benefit of the airport.
That's all
Are
I
there
have,
any
Mayor.
other comments? Okay.
That's it.
That's it. So, can we do a roll call?
Commissioner Peterson?
Nothing tonight, other than I'll just embarrass my daughter who's here attending.
Commissioner Eastman?
Just a couple things. First, I want to thank Chief Mira for his years of dedicated service and congratulate Chief Henry. Also, I want to give thanks to Tracy Dean, our airport manager, and all of her hard work every day. But we had the food truck flying over the weekend, and she did a phenomenal job organizing that behind the scenes and our tower. So she's a great asset to our city and to our airport. And then just a couple things we have coming up. I know Special Events has the movie night at Pat Thomas on 2/20, and then the Red, White, and Blues barbecue on Saturday, the 21st. That'll be a great event, so come on downtown. That's all I have.
Commissioner Connell?
Nothing.
Commissioner Burry?
Nothing tonight.
Mayor Barry?
Yes, I have a few items as well I'd like to state. First of all, I'd like to explain my absence on January 26th. I was in Tallahassee with the Legislative Action Days of Service, and I serve on the Municipal Operations Committee, and I would like to provide a highlighted summary of the visit. As you all know, property tax is one of the multiple bills that's been filed, and the proposal is to reduce or eliminate property taxes would undermine the primary funding of cities. That would be our financing for police, fire, and EMS, roads, and more. And no replacement revenue has been identified by the state as of yet, but shift costs or forces services cuts at a local level. And we just wanted you to know what's going on for us, where we are. And the next thing was sovereign immunity. That's one of the House bills that was presented, as well as local business tax. And the local business tax will be eliminated for local business tax, removes one or four municipal general revenue tax sources, and creates reoccurring revenue losses for cities. And the other was natural disasters. That was a Senate bill, and public meetings was a House bill. That's just a high view. And lots of conversations, and I'm sure you all been hearing, but just continue to read and know the importance of the effect that property tax would have with us not being able to have our basic police, fire, and EMS and services that we all need. Next thing I would like to say, as far as coming up, we have February 27th. We didn't miss the announcement for the Men of Distinction. They're having their gala that night on Saturday. And there's one more thing that I saw. I'm sorry. Yes, the Black Heritage that's not until the 7th, March 7th. So just to note, you make a note of your activities. And that would be it for me. Is there anything else or questions?
Motion to adjourn.
May we have a motion? Thank you. Thank you.